Hello, everyone out there. It is Darren and Joe over at Urban Hillsides Real Estate with another topic of the week from LA Real Estate Reality, our live stream. Today, Darren, it's the end of the year and a lot of predictions start coming out. And we've got another one here from housingwire.com, very much an industry site. It's a private site, otherwise, I would share it with people. But it's entitled, Here's What You Can Expect from the 2024 Housing Market. And it says home prices to remain firm and grow in most markets in 2024. So I'll just kick it off with a couple paragraphs here. In a typical year, there are about 5.2 million sales of existing homes nationally, and home prices rise by about 4%. But it's been a long time since we've seen typical. The number of home sales in 2023 will likely be at its lowest level since 2010. And while sales activity will pick up in 2024, transactions will still be below average. There is a lot of uncertainty in the economy and the housing market, but there are at least a few things we can count on. And I'll leave the rest to you.
Yeah, so the amazing element about the comparison there to 2010 is that 2010 was obviously a completely different year. There was
Yes.
excessive volume. It was a
Yeah.
down market compared to today being an up market and
Right.
completely low volume of sales, but accompanied by very low inventory. So inventory that is coming on is generally still moving and being
Mm,
sold. So not a declining market, an upward market, still with low volume and low inventory. So we're always trying to identify variables, right? We're not the ultimate predictors of things, but
right.
understanding the components that may drive something or move the market in a specific direction is what we're always trying to bring
Mm,
to you. So the number one component, we've said it repeatedly, that is keeping sellers on the sideline, low interest rates
yep.
from the previous couple years.
Yep.
It's really hard to give up 3% when you're going to replace it with 6 or 7. Super hard. People are just going to hang out. They're going to camp out. They're not forced to sell in many cases, and it's becoming easier to build, easier to expand, easier to
Yep.
add ADUs. All of these things keep people in their homes. Do not
Yep.
get them to move on. The
Yep.
biggest one is baby boomers moving on from their oversized houses, but they're trying to incentivize them to subdivide some of them,
Right.
which is
Right.
interesting.
Move into the ADU.
Exactly. And that is
Right.
exactly what we've seen happen a couple times. Build the unit you
Yeah.
want to live in. And
Yeah.
often it's the younger kids moving into the front house, if
Mm-hmm.
not just for rental purposes. So
Yep.
there's past rates that are holding sellers, preventing them from going to market. Then there's future rates that's a dynamic that affects more buyers. We
Right.
saw rates peak over 8%, and rates coming down are going to motivate buyers to step
Yep.
forward. How much? I don't know. There is an element of who's going to have to move first. The buyers moving
Mm-hmm.
forward, the other trigger for them is that it's the prime buying years for millennials. And there are a lot of them out there. Um,
Right.
can they afford to buy in the LA market we serve? It's hard in many cases.
Yeah.
Affordability is low, but they're finding ways to make it happen in many cases, and
Right.
they're a resourceful bunch.
Well,
So
and as you're saying too, that age has gone up, right? It's like
yes,
36 on average now. Push comes to shove, yeah, these people want to buy houses.
the prime age buying year. Yeah, it's moving
Yeah.
away from them a little further. And often the difference between this generation and past generations,
Mm,
very much so, and I can relate to this, is that they want to establish financial stability often before having kids. They buy
yeah.
the house before they have
Yeah.
kids so that they know they have stability and predictability. That part I like, and that part is great for stability, but like you said, the clock is ticking, and they probably want to buy something. So,
Yeah.
looking into the future, this article is the first one I've seen. It's still November technically, so
Mm-hmm.
but there will be plenty more, I'm sure. This one is predicting based on those variables, and it cites these components that They expect the market to be slightly up or flat, but they also understand the variables which could move it in one direction or another.
Yeah. Yeah.
So personally, if you ask me, and evaluating all this, what we've been continually hearing at this point, I think we might have to move into that recession that we keep hearing about. We heard about for much of 2023, and
Yeah.
they're talking about for 2024. That might be the moment when the market shifts, and possibly not before then, when sellers are now forced to consider selling, um, because they're going to have an issue maintaining and or staying in their house.
And, the other thing I was reading here was about boomers. Even if they do want to sell, where do they go?
Yeah.
There's not enough housing for that stage of life as well, man.
Yeah, LA to LA
So,
move is hard. I mean, they did some great things about transferring tax bases at a retirement age over a certain over 55, and so that's great. You can move to a smaller space, but you know it's not a big move down. There isn't a massive
right.
difference in price. So, and
Yeah.
if you want to customize your house, and they've spent 20 plus years customizing their house to get the way they like it, they're starting that
Right.
cycle all over. Unless
Yeah.
they're really
Yeah.
buying down and moving out of the city or moving to just a lower priced market, then that's
Right.
fine. They'll find a place to go if they want to leave LA.
All right. So you're predicting maybe we need a little bit more pain overall.
Yeah, I don't. Not that we need it, Joe,
I
but
know. I know.
yes, that's what it's going to take, I believe, maybe to trigger a
To
shift
move
in the
this thing.
market. Yeah,
Got it.
yeah,
All right. Well, guys, that is what it is. We try to be obviously very truthful with you and expose you to all the elements, as Darren said, of how people are thinking about the market. And we'll continue this story as we move on. Thanks so much. Take
cool.
care.
Bye.